the K-State fans are now aroused, and they have good reason to be. They're on the scoreboard with an interesting call with first down and inches at the goal line, Mike.
Yeah, they go to split backs and throw the fade and get their 6'3" receiver on Henry Bell, 5'11" corner. Felt almost like feeling they'd take the easy way.
How about these numbers? In 20 minutes and 11 seconds of football, there have been 14 offensive possessions in this ballgame. That's a lot of start and stammers.
Yeah. Start and stops.
Start and stammer and stop. Clopton. He's free. Clopton is finally going to be tackled at the 49-yard line by Butler.
Now the Butler did it, but Clopton setting up good field position for Drew Brees. Just hits this middle return, just gets some good blocks, got a little wiggle to him. Then Butler makes the tackle, but Purdue sets up shop in good field position.
Well, that's a great return. The interesting thing in watching that, to show you the kind of speed Butler has, he's still headed on cruise. He had not hit passing gear yet and still ran him down. But great field position for Drew Brees and Purdue. Quick pass, and it's that slip screen again, and Jones going to be stopped at around the 45-yard line.
Well, nice block by Randall Lane, the inside receiver. When you throw that bubble screen, your receiver's got to get on the outside right now and make a block. Watch number 84 right here with this good block that sets up Isaac Jones to break right behind him for good yards.
And of course, the reason you can block downfield, as you know the rule in the colleges, as long as it's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, that is perfectly all right. That one hit at the line of scrimmage and tipped by Beisel. Monty Beisel tipped it at the line of scrimmage, and that's 3 times that we will not know if Drew Brees was on the money or not, because the ball is knocked down. McIntosh has 2.
Yeah, all defensive line coaches, Mo Lattimore, talked all week about get your hands up the line of scrimmage, even if you're getting blocked. And a lot of times, we talked about this, Purdue's offensive line blocks low. They'll go and the block low, and so they're trying to bring the hands down of the defensive linemen.
9 of 23, 62 yards and a touchdown for Drew Brees. 3rd down, and they need to take it to the 40.5-yard line. Option play. Brees keeps it. Going to have the first down. McIntosh will finally make the tackle on him.
Well, the reason the running game, and there's a flag down, but the reason the running game's working so well is Kansas State's forced to take some of their linebackers out against these sets of Purdue's. And the draw play and the option play now have worked well for Drew Brees. I think too many men on the field for Kansas State.
Yep, sure was. This Purdue offense is beginning to do just what they wanted to do against K-State, and that is have them confused. Ball is hit. Was it a forward pass? An incomplete forward pass. Arm was going forward. It was Joe Bob Clements who hit him.
And Ron, we've talked all year about walk-ons. Joe Bob Clements was a walk-on, came to Kansas State as a tight end, earned a scholarship before the '96 season.
We have an incomplete pass on the play. There is no flag on the play. Second down.
And Joe Bob Clements had a big ball game in the Nebraska game, had 9 tackles in the big win. Mike Stoops, defensive coordinator, talking to the field, trying to get lined up. This red hair is going to go to gray here tonight.
Here comes the blitz again. Got a man and caught at the 5, and touchdown Jones. And I think you got to say hats off to Light, Cohen, Niedrich, Kobe, and Gorin, the offensive line, because they gave him time to put up a touch pass.
You know, Isaac Jones has caught 5 touchdowns and make it 6. He played quarterback in high school. He understands the passing game.
Dorsch with the extra point. And I think that is a huge answer by Purdue to come right back after they had handed a gift off the special teams to K-State.
Yeah, they handed a gift, but remember their special teams play. They got out to the 50-yard line, but here's just a loft pass against Carter, the defensive back. Isaac Jones with a touchdown. But Ron, again, go back to the kickoff return that set Purdue in great field position. That was a little bit of an answer by Chris Clopton.
Jones now 5 receptions, 55 yards, and the 30-yard touchdown.
And Ron, he's a co-captain, and co-captains come up big. You're expected to come up big, and Isaac Jones has done that in this ball game. He's the senior starter on the offense.
Button with the kick. It's returnable, kicks it to the right side, and this is going to be David Allen. Ooh, you could hear the contact up here as he is belted down around the 22-yard line. Willie Burroughs, a senior out of Punta Gorda, Florida, is there to make the tackle for the Purdue Boilermakers.
Now it's Michael Bishop's turn again, Ron. He stood up before the team before the Nebraska game, and he said it's time for us to do it. And he is in that same situation right now with his ball club. There's Ron Hudson right here, co-coordinators, Mark Mangino, the assistant head coach.
Bishop deep in the pocket. Flag comes down. It is tipped and incomplete, and that's going to be offensive holding. And I'll tell you what, Colvin is just giving them fits. Yeah, they are really having trouble handling him, and that time looks like the big fella's going to be called. But you remember what Brock Spack, the defensive coordinator, told us.
Holding on the offense. Half the distance, still first down.
He said everybody likes to use the term, but he said Roosevelt Colvins is big time. He can play on the next level easily.
Well, there's no doubt, and here's you're going to see that they have so much respect for him. They keep the tight end in and the tackle, number 76, Ryan Young, but he can't get to Colvin.
Hard to tell. That could be a share on the hold.
Yeah,
both did. Bishop rolls the pocket. Way too high and almost intercepted. The closest person to it was Beasley. Lockett, the intended receiver. Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us?
Ron, Roosevelt Colvin is playing 20 pounds heavier than he was a year ago today. He said, first of all, that has helped him stop the run. Secondly, in his pass rush, and remember now, he is playing with that sprained left shoulder, which is a huge disadvantage against the double team from the right side of that defensive line. Give me a little secret on how to beat the double team. He lowers that inside shoulder, Ron, and against a big man like Ryan Young, he can't get as low as Roosevelt does. That's his advantage now.
Well, remember, you see him holding up the hands. A holding in the end zone would be a safety. I don't know if that's what he's signaling or not. Quick shovel pass back into the middle. Good heavens, what a hit on David Allen. Oh my goodness. Willie Burroughs came up and just picked him up and slammed him to the artificial turf.
Just watching Kansas State, they're walking around, they're walking in the huddle. Offensively, they just seem to be confused a little bit right now. You know, Ron, when you go in your dream, your bubble gets bursted sometimes. It's a hard way down. Bill Snyder explained it best. When your investment is so strong, the pain is great.
Bishop, and he is going to be sacked by Colvin again. I mean, number 59 has done everything, every place of this football field tonight. Oh, what a game he is enjoying. Bill Snyder looking on, and he can't believe it.
Again, they keep the tight end just to brush block him, and then Ryan Young picks him up. But good effort to get to Michael Bishop.
Vinny Sutherland is back deep. Garcia waits for the punt, and Purdue stands an opportunity to have excellent field position. You see the time. Clock runs with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left until the halftime. Great high coverage kick. Good gracious, all the way back to the 33-yard line, and he's down, tackled after a 5-yard return. Sean Austin got down 57 yards in the kick and 4 on the return.
Now Purdue with good field position again.
But you thought they'd have the ball at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, good
not
punt.
Anticipating a 57-yard boomer. Drew Brees. Interesting that 50 of his teammates who didn't have family coming gave him their tickets so that he could bring in more friends to come over to San Antonio from Austin.
That ball prior to the snap. False start on the offense. 5 yards, and we still have first down.
Well, Ron Cherry's been a busy guy tonight. Joe Tiller's team on their last possession came up with another answer to make this ball game a 17-7 Purdue lead. But again, a mental error here, and they play with a first down and 15. Got it in. It is intercepted by Cooper on a ball that should have been caught, and it goes right through the arms of the receiver, 84 Randall Lane.
Ron, you gotta like this Cooper. Gerard Cooper, I was really impressed with him watching practice. He's all over the field. Makes a great interception here. Randall Lane should have had this ball. Ball's thrown right on the money. Now the ball deflected a little bit out of his hand. Cooper picks it off, and as Ginch puts his defense in a good position, now the offense got to come in and get this ball in the end zone for K-State.
Well, the ball was a little bit behind him, but how many times in the first half, 5 at least, we've said Purdue receivers should have caught the football and didn't. Allen, the tailback. He gets the pitch off the option, and Purdue covers it nicely. He still breaks a tackle, and he's still free. Finally, John Reeves knocks him out of bounds, and that is the play of the night so far.
Well, David Allen said, you know, when he's returning punts, I'll make something happen. Now they put him in a tailback, and you're talking about a great run right here by number 32, the sophomore, 5'9". He gets hit.
This is Gustin who hits
his balance, gets hit again, and shows you his lower body strength. John Reeves finally knocks him out of bounds.
17 yards. The ball just outside the 20 of Purdue. 6:20 left until halftime. And they said that was good. Let's do it again. But this time he gets pummeled by Reeves as he hits him head on at the line of scrimmage. Got to be a gain of about 1.5 yards.
Kansas State exploring, trying to find a way to run the football against this Purdue defense. Now Allen seems to be the hot guy. He's going off the sideline. But remember, Michael Bishop is as good as any running back that Kansas State has. And when they put him in the shotgun like they do now, he doesn't necessarily mean he's going to throw the football.
No, it sure doesn't. Well, he got the snap as he was coming up to take the ball from under center.
Ron, again, a lack of concentration because Michael Bishop, he's talking to Randall Cummins right now. He's saying, I was coming back up. I was going to go up under center, and you snap the ball. See, he's going to take the snap under center. But
they are so lucky to still have the football.
Oh, very fortunate. Randall Cummins just, again, you think of the focus of this ball club.
So it is third down, and they need to take it inside the 11-yard line.
Just a mirage of mistakes.
Did they get it away? I think so. Swings the pass, almost intercepted, and Bell was thinking 6 points, and I'm telling you, there would have been nobody unless Bill Snyder had come on the field to tackle him. Oh, my goodness.
Now, Henry Bell was all over that pass, trying to get the ball to Aaron Lockett, the freshman.
So this means that Gramatica will come on and attempt a field goal of in the vicinity of 37 yards.
Here's Aaron Lockett, the freshman, and Henry Bell, number 27, almost had 7 points.
Oh, boy. 54 of 70 field goals in his career. Ball is down, and the ball is blocked.
Roosevelt Colvin.
Colvin has, right now, if you take the voting, Mike, no one else is close. He's your player of the game.
He uses amazing strength here. He broke inside. It looked like the tackle and just was able to get his hand on the football. He dipped his shoulder and made a move and blocked his field goal.
That's a Purdue record, 4 blocks. I mean, Colvin is playing like a man among boys in this first half as we have 4:54 left until intermission.
Maybe he wants to play for the Denver Broncos because he gave the salute there.
Crabtree is the setback. Breeze lops it. Intercepted by Kansas State, and that's Carter. Deshaun Carter takes it right back.
Well, he does a great job of positioning himself in front of Chris Daniels to get that interception on Drew Brees. Drew Brees with 17 interceptions during the year. Tries to loft this ball to Chris Daniels, but you see Deshaun Carter just step in front, make that interception, and give his offensive team good field position.
And all you can say there, if you're receivers coach, you got to be more physical. You can't let the ball be taken away from you like that.
Yeah, just a nice job by the secondary player, Carter.
From the 46, Bishop drills it. Complete. McDonald, did he make the catch? Waiting for an official to say something.
There's no official around.
Now they're saying incomplete. That took as long as the impeachment hearings.
And this same result, nothing. Just, oh, I tell you what, it looked like Darnell McDonald caught that football.
Well, Corey came in and really put a lick.
Oh, he had that football.
Really put a lick on Bishop as the ball was delivered. And so it's 2nd down and 10.
And the people in purple don't like that call.
Quarterback draw. Tries to get it outside and finally is going to be stopped at around the 50-yard line. Well, Corey again. I guess Corey was a starter at defensive end. Had a knee injury, then an ankle. He's a great-looking specimen. We saw him on the sideline the other day as the trainers were wrapping his hands before the Sunday workout.
Yeah, and you looked over at him and you pronounced his name and he pronounced it right back to you to make sure you had it right.
Chucky Wakore. 0 for 5 in 3rd down conversions. Bishop's pass got this one complete. Tackle is broken by McDonald, and he will have the Wildcat first down.
Well, that's an excellent effort that you expect out of your leading receiver. He topped 100 yards in receptions 5 times this season, but he made a great effort to get that first down.
Looked like Wakore made the tackle again.
Now, Michael Bishop patting the football, just doesn't look comfortable. Gets good pressure. Of course, with Roosevelt Colvin on the field, you wouldn't be comfortable. But Darnell McDonald with that football. Well, watch his nice extra effort to get this first down.
Well, it was Wakore is the quick pass. And Austin is there to make the hit on McDonald. Right now the clock continues to run. 3:14, 3:13. 17-7 Purdue surprising K-State right now.
Yeah, Ron, some bad news that occurred. Ron Chismar, former head coach at Canton McKinley, Rice. He was an assistant. Temple, Michigan State, died the day after Christmas. He was a very good football coach, but a great guy, and will be missed.
Three seconds, down to 2 on the play clock. Gets it away, puts up the fade route, and it is caught out of bounds by Burnett. Nice job by the cornerback as he just kept riding him and helped him get out of bounds. That was Deshaun Austin, I believe, who was out there with him.
Yeah, and Deshaun Austin started the first 7 games and broke his clavicle against Penn State. Just started practicing for this bowl game, so they felt very fortunate to have him back working against Everett Burnett.
In fact, he hasn't practiced until they started working out for the bowl. No contact until last week. David Allen, the setback. He gets the ball. Weaves by a tackler. Has 5 and counted off it close to 10 yards. It'll be plenty for the first down as he takes it around the 26. Jason Lorzell, a redshirt freshman out of Park Ridge, Illinois, is there to make the tackle.
Yeah, and Ron, David Allen's trying to give that spark to get this football team awake and to get them back in this football game. He looks like the only home run threat they have on offense right now.
Bill Snyder pacing. This offensive team looks a little bit more in sync as we get toward a halftime. Pressure from the backside, and he's going to be sacked. O'Keefer this time. 3 times that Bishop has been sacked, and he's looking around saying, hey, I'm not accustomed to being treated this way.
Well, Ryan Young has to get off the ball a little bit more because these two defensive ends, O'Keefer and Colvin, I mean, they come roaring up the field, and you can see right now he's got him beat. Ryan Young doesn't get off the ball enough to block O'Keefer. And I don't want to keep harping on it, but again, focus. Concentration.
Sets deep in the pocket. O'Keefer coming after him again. They pick him up, and Bishop just throws it for the end zone, and it is knocked away by Purdue. Beasley got up and knocked it down.
Ron, I'll tell you what was interesting on that play. Brian Goolsby, he's had enough. He says, I've had enough of you ends hitting my quarterback. He took a shot at Cheeky O'Keefer and blocked him just so that Micah Bishop could get that football off. Here's a big-time blocking fullback. He's 6'2", 250 pounds. Here's number 54, O'Keefer, and there's the block.
And look at it. O'Keefer still comes after him.
And here's the coverage on Justin Swift.
So it's 3rd down. They need to take it all the way to the 16.5-yard line. 17-7. Purdue leads it. 1:17 to play until halftime. Bishop still padding. Here comes the pressure. Again, it's Wakari. Gets it away. Throws for the end zone, and it is intercepted by Purdue, and that's Beasley.
Ron, he had Brian Goolsby in the middle of the football field, wide open, asking for the football, and he just didn't deliver it to him. He threw into coverage. A big mistake. He came into this game with only 4 interceptions, and he has not played the way you would expect to see Michael Bishop. Michael Bishop with a lot of time here. His offensive line gives him a lot of time. Now he starts to move around.
There's Wakari.
Now he's looking, and he just doesn't see. He tries to get the ball to Aaron Lockett. Just doesn't see Brian Goolsby. There's Lockett, but he's well covered. Just didn't get enough on the football.
So 4 turnovers in this first half by Kansas State, and this is Crabtree. Takes it close to the 30-yard line. Clock is running to 28, now 27, and he will just go down to one knee. Joe Tiller says, let's don't take a chance on handing a gift just before halftime. And the folks wearing the colors of Purdue are standing and cheering as they head to the locker room, because at halftime, the Boilermakers, huge underdogs in this ball game, are going to take a 10-point lead toward the intermission. So it's halftime with our score, 17-7 Purdue. Now with the new Dodge halftime report, let's rejoin Chris Fowler out in Tempe, Arizona. Chris? Breeze less than 100 yards at a halftime. That's a shocker. But for Bishop to only have 20 yards, that's something you think that K-State could do blindfolded.
Yeah, and they thought they'd have their way with the Purdue defense. Purdue's defense has given up some yards during the year, and I'm sure Bill Snyder has done the best job he could possibly do with his ball club of trying to get them ready to play in the second half. But you look at the statistics, 63 total yards by this Kansas State offense, and you look at the penalties and then the 4 turnovers. That's the story of the ball game. Purdue -9 yards rushing, but they're not a rushing football team. They're going to win the football game throwing the ball and quarterback draws.
That bottom number, 48 points a game, leading the NCAA, and right now the total at halftime is about 41 points under that. Would love to have been a mouse in the corner of that K-State locker room and heard what Bill Snyder had to say.
I think exactly what he said was, we're better than this. People are watching this. We brought a lot of fans here. We need to start playing.
Twice this year, K-State was down at halftime as this goes to Murphy, 5 yards deep. He will not return it. They were down at halftime to Nebraska and also to Missouri, and obviously they came back and won both. Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us?
Ron, I think the extra 10 minutes in this 25-minute halftime made more difference to the Kansas State Wildcats, more significant than it was to the Purdue Boilermakers, for 2 reasons. On offense, if they can't keep those defensive ends out of the backfield, they start to pass. Watch them keep some backs in the backfield. You get a chip block on it. On defense, basically, to use their words, it's still on-the-job training when they see Purdue line up with no backs. They still don't know how to handle that with the proper personnel.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. Ryan Young had his hands full in that first half as you look at the run, and that's close to 10 yards by David Allen to open the second half, and they're going to say he is just short of the 30. O'Keefer stopped him.
And going back to what Adrian Karsten was talking about, I think he's exactly right. If you ever wanted 10 more minutes, you want 10 minutes for Kansas State to try to make your adjustments. Mike Stoops defensively, Bill Snyder to right away the option, and David Allen's going to be a big part of this offense in the second half.
He's been the most consistent, averaging 9 yards a carry. He has 36 on 4 attempts right now. Here he comes again. Has 5, has 10, counted off at 15, 16, and now at 19 yards. Austin makes the tackle, and Allen is running and also leading the cheer.
Yeah, I'm gonna repeat myself. Well, this drive is so important for Kansas State to get them awake and to get them back in this football game. But this is their signature right here. They need to take this ball down and score a touchdown.
They're down 17-7, but they have come out really clicking here in the third quarter on this opening possession. Pressured, he's just going to throw this one away. One of our parab operators being helped up there. That's the microphone that's held on the sideline so you can hear the natural sound, and you heard the natural sound as the young man who hopefully is okay got up. Colvin is the man who was putting on the pressure, and he's being asked again, and thank goodness he's all right.
It's going to be on Purdue.
Well, if you want to know exactly how it sounded, and Billy Gustin reaches down and helps him up.
Nice gesture.
We want you to have everything real on this network,
but not at the expense of our young people.
You're going to have to get a new microphone.
Big opening again, and Allen inside the 35. Henry Bell made the tackle, and right now, this is the most determined and good-looking drive that K-State has had.
Well, K-State needs someone to step forward, and it's got to be David Allen, because he brings excitement with him in the kicking game, and you can just tell he wants the football. He wants his hands on the football.
Got it again, and this time nothing doing. Lorzell. Jason Lorzell, the redshirt freshman, comes over to make the hit on him, and there is another flag down.
They're going to call holding on Kansas State.
Well, this has been a very good date for this school to play on, because on December the 29th, 1993, in the Copper Bowl, they beat Wyoming. In fact, it was Joe Tiller's Wyoming team, 52-17. They beat Colorado State in 95 in the Holiday Bowl, 52-21 on this same day. But they scored only 7 points in the first half on this December the 29th. And of course, they've got a good second half left to go here. But right now, this is a drive stopper as they come up with a holding call to slow down momentum. First down and 20. Bishop rolls the pocket. Now going to throw back to the other side, and he's got it complete. Nice job in the comeback by McDonald. And they almost pick up all 20 yards. In fact, they may have. Lorzell on the tackle.
Nice little adjustment, Ron, because what they did on this play is they rolled Michael Bishop to the right a little bit, away from Roosevelt Colvin. So they get him away from the defensive end that's giving him the most problems. Darnell McDonald gets the defensive back. Deshaun Austin turned all around. Close to the first down. On the job Bill Snyder has done at Kansas State is something short of miraculous. Since he's come to this program, they averaged 13,000 fans at Kansas State when he first arrived. They have 25,000 here tonight, and you can see the records. And he had a nice quote. He said, Kansas State didn't always have the wrong coaches here. They never had a chance. And I think that's a praise for his president, John Weefald, who has really come in here. And he said sports is the university window that everybody looks through, and he wants it to be a good program. So my hat's off to the job Bill Snyder and the president, John Weefald's done.
It was a first down, and with the running play, O'Keefer, again, one of those defensive ends, steps up and bites this offense of Kansas State. David Allen will have nothing. In fact, he may have lost a half yard or a yard on the play. Well, we were told by this gentleman right here, Brock Spack, yesterday, that the two defensive ends were the two guys that they liked the matchups if they could get them one-on-one. And boy, when they've had them one-on-one, Mike, he has been right on it.
They've tried to block Roosevelt Colvin with two and haven't been able to.
Bishop on the pitch. Good hit by Beasley. You could see those heads snap back. Flag is down, and that time Colvin was coming in on Bishop, and he laid a pretty good lick on him as the pitch came.
Like Goolsby again on the outside. He's a runaway train blocking.
Chop. Blocked below the knees.
A wide receiver probably coming in from the outside. Can't see it. There's Goolsby's block. And again, Kansas State continually hurting themselves with penalties. May have been on Darnell McDonald, number 80.
Eric Hickson comes back into the lineup at tailback. Second down, they got to take it all the way to the 14-yard line. Bishop under pressure. Now he's going to run it. And the open field is tackled by one leg by John Reeves. Roosevelt Colvin again putting backside pressure on the quarterback.
But Ron Hudson and Mark Mangino, the offensive coordinators, are going to roll away from Roosevelt Colvin. So they're going to make him come a long way to try to make the play on Michael Bishop. But you talk about a nice tackle. John Reeves with a nice tackle.
Not often that you can make a stop one-on-one on a guy like Bishop in the open field.
And John Reeves is a former quarterback, started 5 games in 1996 for Purdue, threw 6 touchdown passes.
3rd down. And as we mentioned, they got to take it to the 13.5-yard line to get the first down. From the shotgun, Bishop, they roll the pocket back to the open side and throws it complete. Good heavens, what a hit on Lockett. The ball came loose, but I think he was down, and again there's a flag.
Well,
and it's way back at the line of scrimmage.
And this is a late flag. They really blocked Roosevelt Colvin here. They ran the dash. An eligible receiver downfield for Kansas State. Dash play. Dash meaning you drop back as a quarterback and then roll one way or the other, and they double teamed Roosevelt Colvin. Watch how they get him pinned right here. So now Michael Bishop's going to get outside of him. Let's see if we can see the lineman downfield.
Maybe Martin.
Yeah, but that's awful late there. I have to question that one too. Another. Well, Ron, I just watched that replay, and then I just don't believe that's a penalty.
Bishop sets very deep this time and goes for the end zone, and that ball is going to be knocked down. Coming all the way across field was Todd Stelma. Boy, it's really hard to throw a pass that long across field and not have help. Plenty of time to come over and either intercept or knock it down.
And again, that penalty really sets back Kansas State, keeps them from scoring here. Trying to get the ball to Darnell McDonald, double coverage.
You know, I'm a little surprised that Bill might not go for a field goal here, because it would be 59 yards, and Grammatica's hit him from 65.
But if he misses, he get a good field position up.
They kick it for the far sideline. This is a good hanging spiral, and it's going to hit just 1 yard deep in the end zone. 42 yards in the punt. So we'll take a break. 9:58 left in the third, and the Purdue Boilermakers holding on to it. K-State, that was the longest drive of the game, 38 yards, 5:02 off the clock, and no points. Here comes the safety blitz, and they throw the play that should work against it, and he couldn't get it back inside as Sutherland made the reception. And with that safety gone, Mike, they might have broken that one for a very long play.
Well, what the formation was 3 receivers close together, which called a bunch set, and then Vinny Sutherland came in motion. Drew Brees just raised up through the quick screen. You can see all the receivers so close together, and now they all become blockers. Sutherland catches the football, good blocks downfield. Gabe Cox with a good block.
If he could have cut the thing back inside, it had a chance of adding some real big yardage. Breeze, they want to throw back on the screen, and they do. And Crabtree, there's nothing. Semino, what a nice defensive play as he stays at home and tackles them for a big loss.
Made a big play out of Smith Center, Kansas. The linebacker that's led this team in tackles all year was the only member of the Kansas State defense back there in good shape.
Stratton checks into the lineup, number 89, And at Stratton, for the most part, they don't use him just to block. He is their best pass catching end. Number 89, a redshirt freshman out of Oak Brook, Illinois. It's Isaac Jones in motion, bottom of the screen. Breeze, quarterback draw, nothing doing.
Better job there by the defensive line. Andre Rowe and Joe Bob Clements, they had a little game going on the defensive line. And that stopped the quarterback draw, Drew Brees.
17-7 if you just joined us. Clock running at 8 minutes and 35 seconds to play. Third quarter. Purdue, a 2-touchdown and in some quarters more underdog in this ball game, up by 10. Breeze, long throw, got it complete, and Daniels will pick up the first down and come out of bounds at the 34. Cooper was there to make the play on him.
Cooper shows you his speed from that strong safety position, making that play. Brent Venables, the linebacker coach, on his way to Oklahoma after this game, having a conversation with his outstanding strong safety.
So Danny Rogers prepares to kick it away. David Miller, the nation's leading punt returner, or David Allen, I should say, standing and waiting for the return. High pass over his head. Second one we've had tonight, and K-State had to return on it, and he missed it. And K-State will recover it for a touchdown.
Are taught when the ball goes over your head to scoop it out of the end zone, take the safety. That's what he tried to do, but he overran it. You do not want to give this ball.
To Sanford, that is the second one.
Joe Tiller timing the punter, but the snap goes over his head, and everything breaks down.
Abbott winds up. That extra point is no good. Gramatica yanks it, and it goes wide left. First one that he has missed all year, and consider this as we go to break. The only 2 touchdowns K-State has in this ball game are from errant snaps from center. We'll be right back. So our new score, the Kansas State Wildcats pulled to within 4 points, 17-13. Jake Havoc, a sophomore out of Oakland, Iowa, who is a special teams specialist, recovers the ball in the end zone, and that's exactly what has happened to Purdue tonight. It has been havoc as far as the long snap. Sanford with a couple just a little too tall. That's cost him 2 touchdowns. Clopton. Tell you what, this little guy right here makes things happen in a hurry. Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us down there?
Ron, unfortunately, right now, Sanford is the head coach's nightmare. What you're looking at is Joe Tiller in the upper right corner of the screen with a stopwatch. And what he is timing, if the ball ever got to the hands of the punter, in about 2 seconds, if he can make the punt, no one can touch it. But this is all Sanford has to do in the game. And I can tell you right now, from experience, that no one feels worse than he does right now. 1-on-1 game is bad enough, but 2 for touchdowns. It's just unforgivable when that's your only responsibility in the football game, Ron.
Interesting, on the sideline, number 20, Chris Daniels, who is a wide receiver, was practicing long snaps a moment ago. We'll look and see if they use him on the next punt. Crabtree, maybe one, is knocked down hard by McIntosh. No, there's Daniels, and he was rehearsing long snaps on the sideline.
Yeah, he was practicing on the sideline. 2 snaps, and let me say this about Sanford. His snaps are very, very good. He's got good speed on him, just too high.
Yeah, I mean, he gets it back there. It's a
he's
rocket.
Exactly what you want. They're just
if
too
you
high.
have a 6'6" punter. Breeze got it complete. Close to the 40 is Sutherland. And that appears to be enough for the first down. Depends on which foot came down there. Cooper pushed him out of bounds.
That was a very nice throw by Drew Brees to Vinny Sutherland against pretty good coverage. Ball possession offense for Purdue. They go downfield a few times during a ball game, but mostly underneath throws.
14 of 31, 2 interceptions, 117 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Drew Brees tonight. Sets, now he's going to run, and that won't last very long because they collapse. Kelly is there, Robinson is there.
And Jeff Kelly playing a little bit more in the second half. Well, we talked about the linebacker situation with all these different formations that somebody has to sit out, but Jeff Kelly playing a lot more here in the second half, but going off the field again.
Now this time both Oaks and Kelly go off.
Yeah,
so K-State will play with only one of their linebackers.
2 on the sideline again. And again, it's not just your best football players, but your inspirational leaders on the sideline.
Semino, the only guy in the lineup at that linebacking spot, throws it complete. That's Jones, and not going to have the first down. It's going to be 3rd and short. Chapman makes the tackle.
Talked about that they average in a game, a regular game against a normal football team that's going to play with a tight end, 2 running backs, that they would play almost 70 plays. Jeff Kelly's only played 15. Oaks has played 25. Semino 40. So you can see the effect of the formations Purdue has had on those linebackers.
3rd down. Just over a yard for the first down. Brees tripped over his lineman and got it away, and it's intercepted, and that's Chapman. Brees tripped over his guard and still tried to get it away. That's his 3rd pickoff of the night.
It looks like David Cohen, as he was trying to slide, Drew Brees hit the foot of David Cohen and was falling down and threw the football. Lamar Chapman had the interception. Mike Stoops, view of this play. And the interception by Chapman.
David Allen is the tailback. Gouldsby, number 30, the fullback. And they go with the running game. And Allen tries to move the pile, and they push him back after a gain to the 48 of Purdue. O'Keefer grabs him. Drew Brees shakes his head saying yes, and that probably is a yes, sir. I will not try to throw another hero pass like that again, because that right there could be enough to put K-State in front of this ball game.
They've got great field position. They're starting to feel a little bit better about themselves offensively. They're starting to run the ball better.
Rushing yardage Purdue, of course the sacks come off that, but a -42. Bishop, it is a design play, and Lorzell is right there to necktie him after a gain of a couple, and now it's going to be 3rd down, and they still need about 4.5 yards for the first.
And that's been the problem with Kansas State tonight. 3rd down, they haven't been able to move the chains with any kind of consistency. Michael Bishop shows you how good an athlete he was in that last play. Looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
Roosevelt Colvin has come into the lineup, and he is lining up at the left defensive end spot. Let's see if they go away from Colvin on the field. There he comes, and Colvin will make the sack. Good heavens, they knew he was there. They put a second man there. O'Keefer helped out, but it's Colvin who gets the sack. He has been unbelievable.
He has played very well on both sides, but that error is Michael Bishop's. He had time to get the ball off, but good coverage. Here is Colvin beating the block again, putting pressure on Michael Bishop. Thomas Barnett having trouble blocking him. Brought the ball down, and the sack for Roosevelt Colvin.
So Garcia, who has been far busier tonight than he normally is, stands back to punt. Vinny Sutherland, the deep man for Purdue. 5 punts for the Wildcats so far this evening. Off the side of his foot. Fair catch is called for, and Sutherland makes it. A jumping catch at the 19. So there's a break in the action, and we'll take it with them. 3:30 remaining, third quarter. 17-13, Purdue. Well, Sunday night's pep rally down in the famous San Antonio Riverwalk. Fun town, and if you've never been down there, they always find something to cheer about. If you're wondering about K-State's level of enthusiasm about being at the Alamo Bowl, where their fans turned out in great numbers as always, the band and team were there, and the boat arrived as Michael Bishop thanked one and all for their loyal support. And I'm telling you, as you walk around this city this week, there is a lot of that color in every direction, and it comes in all shapes and sizes.
Got all three linebackers on the field now for Kansas State.
1st and 10. Breeze steps up. Got it complete at the 28. He's being pushed back, and I'll be interested to see. Now, they're going to spot Daniels down at the 26. I thought he got hit at the 28.
Well, he did. He got hit by Lamar Chapman and knocked back a couple yards. They gave him a bad spot there.
Yeah, that he did not get credit for forward progress there. And with their lack of running game, because of only having a one back or no back set, they got to do it throwing. I think Joe Tiller's wondering the same thing we're wondering about why the ball is spotted where it is.
Seminole out of the ball game now. The two linebackers remain with the extra DB coming in.
Under 3 minutes to play, third quarter. Here comes the blitz. Pressure up the middle, and he puts some air under it, and he's got it complete, and that's Sutherland. Now, this is what Purdue wants. They say, you want to play one-on-one with us. We may not have a bunch of 4-2 guys, but we'll get open if you protect us one-on-one, because you can't do it. That's 29 yards on that play.
Well, anytime you jump the receivers, it's going to turn into a fade. There's a couple low blocks. Little pressure by Jeff Kelly. Andre Roll, number 56, gets to the quarterback, but Vinny Sutherland with a good route against Milton Proctor.
Sutherland now 3 catches for 53 yards, and they move the chains. The ball just outside the K-State 45. It's Crabtree in motion. They swing the pass out. Nice job defensively, but he breaks the tackle, and that's Isaac Jones to the 40-yard line. Carter finally stops him.
Yeah, Jared Cooper tackled the shoe.
Pulled it off of
Isaac Jones, and that's all he got.
You know, he's got on the gloves and everything else. He's not going to be able to get that shoe tied, so they get another receiver in the ball game for him. Number 14, Sutherland, comes in, and Jones will take a little rest here as he reties his shoe.
There's a shift now that they shift Vinny Sutherland out and got him against the linebacker. They got exactly what they want with him.
And that's who he's looking at. And the ball is tipped and knocked out at the line of scrimmage. McIntosh with his third knocked out of a pass. And Mike Gottfried, you're right. They had him on a slant one-on-one, and he was open.
Well, anytime you get a linebacker against Vinny Sutherland, now usually they'll put the tailback in the backfield. But all of a sudden now they make a little adjustment and put Vinny Sutherland back at the tailback position and then shift him out. Here it is right here. Vinny Sutherland's already out against the linebacker. And they're trying to get him the football. He was open, but McIntosh batted it down.
Third down, and they need to take it to the 35 of Kansas State. Breeze got his pass off incomplete at the 34-yard line. Isaac Jones. And there was pretty darn good coverage there by K-State. Carter was in the area.
Yeah, Deshaun Carter's had a nice ball game. He's been matched up a lot against Isaac Jones.
And it is going to be Chris Daniels, the wide receiver, who is 6'3", 202 pounds, a junior out of Clearwater, Florida, who is coming over the football to make the snap. Very high. Allen runs away from it, and it is down by Purdue at the 1-yard line.
Vinny Sutherland He's making the most of his effort tonight.
Well, those wide receivers are being accounted for. They snap it and they touch it dead. Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, and Adrian Karsten coming to you from a very noisy Alamo Dome in San Antonio.
This is a good move right here by Joe Tiller to rest Roosevelt Colvin. A lot of times you'll bring your backup defensive lineman in when you've got the other team down the field inside the 20-25 yard line. Give them a little bit of a rest.
This is the worst starting position by K-State tonight. Here's where you got to be really careful of Michael Bishop, and you can't get lazy on any step. They'll go with the running game, and it's going to be Allen who is tackled by Fells close to the 5.
Michael Bishop took a long time at the line of scrimmage there. What he's doing right now, Ronnie, is he's going up to the line of scrimmage with a formation. He's looking to the sideline for Bill Snyder if he wants to change the play. He's given more of an opportunity to call the play based on what they're in defensively.
Well, David Allen is out. Only the fullback Gouldsby is there, and Paris, number 87, comes in at wide receiver. Ball is fumbled. It's in the end zone. Touchdown, David Nugget. Nugent. David Nugent with the touchdown.
Never got to football.
David Nugent, a junior from Collierville, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis, makes the recovery. And Mike Gottfried's right. Brian Gouldsby, who doesn't carry that often, just never got connection from Bishop. Kick is good. And with 52 seconds left in the third quarter, our new score, Purdue 24 and Kansas State 13.
Watch the handoff. Michael Bishop almost like flipped it into the hands of Brian Gouldsby, and they just never had it.
Mike, he also was looking at Wakori. I mean, Wakori was almost there to take the handoff for him.
Yeah, number 49, Chucky Wakori, was right in the backfield. And you could see the frustration of Bill Snyder on the sideline.
Bill's only given away one tonight. He's got one more to give because Purdue's given 2 away. So Nugent makes the recovery, and of course that's the dream of any lineman, to recover for a touchdown. And David scores for Purdue and puts his team back up now by 11 points with that miss of the extra point by Gramatica. There's a good look at David. Collierville, just to the south of Memphis, Tennessee, wound up heading to West Lafayette, Indiana, to play his college football, and right now is extremely proud. Here comes Bunton's kickoff. Murphy, 2 yards deep. He'll return it. Remember, I told you this is the 4-2 sprinter, and he ran right into the man. That's Bell, who is there to make the tackle. Bishop's pass. Paris in and out of his hands.
Again, that ball was thrown right to Gavin Paris. He should have made that catch. Michael Bishop, that's probably the best pass he's thrown in this ball game. Had a good zip on it. Just an incomplete pass.
Deshaun Austin. Mike gave you the history on him. He's been hurt.
See, Michael Bishop's looking to the sideline now. Bill Snyder's making this play call.
Play clock is at 9, now at 8. Sets deep, and the ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage, and O'Keefer. O'Keefer knocks this one down.
Well, the defensive ends, Colvin and O'Keefer, have had big nights.
And, you know, let's throw Wakori's name in there as well, because
Chucky.
I still think he was a big part of that fumble on the handoff just a moment ago. So you're right, all three of them.
Yeah, they've had the tackles for Kansas State have had problems all night.
By the way, K-State losing those 3 fumbles tonight. That is an Alamo Bowl record. Bishop's pass intercepted. And it's Gustin again. His second pickoff of the night. First and goal, Purdue.
Boy, Billy Gustin read the route of Aaron Lockett. He got right on the hip. He knew they were clearing out on the outside, and he knew Aaron Lockett was going to run an out route. And Billy Gustin got right in front of the throw, as he did in the first half on an interception.
He really jumped on both of them, didn't he, Mike?
He sat right on this route. Watch, he knows right now that Lockett's going to break outside. He's going to break underneath him. He knows the clear out is on the outside. Just a heady play by the senior defensive back.
I said first and goal. They've spotted it just outside the 10. From the shotgun, Breeze, incomplete. One more comment about Gustin. You have to think when you see plays made like that that is a young man who has to have been in the video room watching tendencies and watching receivers and watching quarterbacks.
Well, he's had 2 interceptions tonight. He came into the game with 2 interceptions. He came out of Georgia Military Academy. He studies film and he knows routes. He read the route on both plays that he intercepted the football.
.16 seconds left in the third quarter. That pass complete to Jones, but not for very much because he was slung out of bounds at the 8 by Carter. And now it's third down. Joe Tiller doesn't want to come away with just 3 points on this one.
No, but that's Kansas State's hope right now. Their defense has to rise to the occasion. Now, Daniels has been effective for Purdue down in this area.
Jones now with 8 catches. That is an Alamo Bowl record. Third down. They need to take it just inside the 1. Incomplete. Stratton, the tight end, was the guy he was looking for.
And this is what Kansas State needed at this time. They had to force the field goal. Good defensive play.
Bill Sandefur comes in. He was on the extra point a moment ago, and he will snap for this field goal attempt. It's a 26-yard attempt. Dortch is 1 of 1 tonight. Good pass. Kick is up, and he squeezes it through. Butler was close for a block, and with 4 seconds remaining in the third quarter, will hold it right here as Purdue extends its lead to 14 points.
Again, we talked early about the focus of Kansas State. Ron, they should have been in the Bowl Alliance. There's no doubt about it. They're not playing well tonight. This is a football team that went through the entire season, beat Nebraska, only had 1 loss. They should not have been passed up for the Bowl Alliance. They were. They fell all the way to the Alamo Bowl. Bill Snyder said the Alamo Bowl is our ally. They wanted us. But this ball club just is not in this football game tonight. I'm not taking anything away from Purdue. But this is not the Kansas State team I watched all year.
Bowl championship series, of course, is what Michael is addressing. And it was strange the way this whole thing has come about. But the situation right now, 4 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 27-13. And Bunton to kick off again, and you have to understand every time you kick it, if you can't get it in the end zone, you're playing with fire because of that number 3 back there. But this one's far enough. I don't think he'll return it. Well, he's going to. From 5 yards deep in the end zone, runs into his own man, and still takes it out to the 36-yard line. That's 41 yards on the return if you count the 5 from in the end zone. He is just dying to break one. That is the end of the third quarter. And as we head to the final 15 minutes, Roosevelt Colvin, Chiki O'Keefer, and Shuki Wakori have had a big part in this ball game.